Welcome, fight fans,
to the Fighters Voice KICKASS Podcast.
Your Fight Talk Authority.
Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard Ortiz.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo.
Streaming live and worldwide.
Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Voice
KICKASS Podcast.
Ad Production Studios in Fresno, California. The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters, Kick-Ass Podcast. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz, as you know, and let's not forget, let me introduce our guest. No, I'm going to pass her real fast. We're going to go to the co-host, the UFC veteran himself, Mr. Cole Escovedo, the Apache Kid. What's happening, Cole?
What's up, amigo?
And our guest, who's just taking full control of the MMA world, the Jits world, the boxing world, the I'll kick your ass world, win a bout world, and that's Jenna Creason, the gym.
I was going to say just about anything with combat in it right now.
Yeah, I mean, she's also kicking ass in softball too, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, your shoulders are going to be shot when you're
They
like
are.
19. You're going to have like shoulder repair surgery right
Yeah,
away.
she is, man. She is. Yeah, that monitor, we can just turn that way right there. All right, broke the third wall. Thank you, my man. Awesome, awesome. Cole, we got a great show for you today, man. For you, because welcome back, man. I know you're on assignment on Tuesdays doing your thing, man, but we had a great show last night. We had Luca, man.
Yeah,
he was making it happen. This guy, he's not just a fan. His intel for boxing, man. I mean, you can go tit for tat. You know that I always interrupt people. With him, I was letting him talk because it was all knowledge, man.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
he was dropping it.
We're going to have boxing. We're going to have boxing Jeopardy.
Yeah, we're gonna have boxing. Yeah, you know what? Actually, we were talking about that today.
Dude,
me and Lala were talking about that
We got enough
today.
room on the green screen
No,
behind us,
bro,
dude.
we were talking about that today. I was gonna invite Ali Setback. I was gonna invite Lalo. I was gonna invite Luca and all the outlets out there.
Dude, you just build like 3 little podiums here.
Yeah, I'll be the
use these
I'll be
mics.
the host.
Dude.
And see what it is you have the belt. You win the belt and see if you come back next week and we're gonna spin it. It's gonna land right there. We just got a monitor right there. I think we lost our screen.
Sports knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. You spin it.
No, that's
And
not
mixed
bad.
martial arts, man. And then you'll have some quarterback couch at home saying, "Oh, well, I could beat that guy." So welcome to the show. You go against Lalo, you go against Ali
Right.
Setback, you go against what's the beautiful one's name? Michelle Phelps.
We'll have,
yes, we'll have them all in there.
We'll have, have you ever seen that show, The Chase?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have Jeff Sherwood. We'll have Jeff come
Oh, there
down
you
and
go.
we'll make him be our guy for the chase, but for like MMA knowledge.
Yes.
Dude.
You know, when it's just close and there's not a winner, we bring in the
Right?
Godfather. We bring in Jeff.
telling you.
And he said, these questions aren't
Hell,
for the...
he could probably write the questions for
Oh,
some of
absolutely.
those. He'd be our Alex Trebek guy.
Even when it says the answer is this, he'll say, wait, hold on a second. I got to disagree. And
Right?
he'll come out there and you'll have to rewrite it.
He'd be like, well, actually, he got drunk at the hotel earlier that
Yes.
night, so that injury really came from the stairs.
It did.
No.
It did. It did. But let's talk about our guest right here. Jenna, welcome back to the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. I really appreciate you having me here. I'm just so excited.
And last time you were on the show, it was The Answer. It was 1680 AM The Answer, and that was on Olive Street. And that's a Big Al Perez Jr. right there, that we were in the radio show right there. But actually talking about radio, I was just talking to your dad earlier off screen. We're working on some things right there. So there's some things in the mix. We just got to make sure we get the right deal for everybody.
Yeah.
But let's talk about your deal. I mean, you're an entrepreneur. You're with Bobby Salazar's. You're with Dethrone. You're with you're everywhere. You're endorsing everything. So talk to us about what's going on in your young career.
So I'm a mixed martial artist. I train and compete in 6 different martial arts: wrestling, boxing, karate, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and Nogi. So
Right?
I'm actually a sponsored athlete by Nike APS, Bobby Salazar's Salsa and Clovis, About Millions, main event graphics, where I sell MMA gear from for 100, and so many more. So
You know, I like the way that sounds. I'm also a sponsored athlete. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good ring to it.
No,
Especially
but-
if you're actually getting paid.
But you know what? And you know what? I'm going to get a lot of grief from these other athletes. She's more than, okay, I made a shirt for my sponsor. I put you on my shorts. She's constantly on the grind, on the grind, on the grind, on the grind, on the grind.
Product establishment.
Yes, and these other
knowledge.
athletes are asking, oh, I need sponsorship here and there. So what, you can give a shout out on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook during your fight? She's constantly, even, I don't want to say that a sponsorship expires. To her, she continues to go and give them more.
Yeah,
Entrepreneur stuff.
I did that back in the day with,
Yeah.
remember elevation masks? I got
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those
yeah.
and I tried it out, and man, it was not fun.
Oh, it was
Back
not
in
fun?
the day, I used to like use products and I would give
Yeah.
like reviews and stuff with them. Fucking
Yeah.
thing made me throw up, dude.
Oh, you know what? I forgot real quick. Can you hand me that hat, please, right there? Toscano Promotions. Yes. Richard Ortiz here with Toscano Promotions. This first 15 minutes is sponsored by Toscano Promotions. They'll be hitting Stockton, California, August 3rd. Boxing Promotions. It's going to go all year, and it's the new promotion company that's hitting the valley. Right now, we're trying it out in Stockton with the main event. They'll be dropping out pretty soon, and we're going to invade Fresno, Bakersfield, Modesto, all of California. But their next event is in Stockton, California, August 3rd, Toscano Promotions. So, you know, just got to plug that real
I've
quick.
got one of those shirts in my car right now.
Do you? But you got to put it on, my man. You can move the hat over there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also, check it out. The gear right here, also a new sponsor that's hitting the valley right here, that's hitting the worldwide, is I Got My Own Back, and they do. That gear is just fly right now. Now, the designer made the shorts for Ivan Drago on Creed 2.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that.
And he made the shorts for Carnelo. I mean, and the list goes on, and I'm hearing Carnelo is interested, and they're working on some new gear, so when he comes out for his next fight.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, the guy's just really taken off. And I remember when he started off with just T-shirts and hats, and now he's just really exploding. But you know what? You would look good, young Jenna, in some I Got My Own Back gear.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we got to talk, man. We got to talk. Junior, we got to talk. This is the girl. She'll endorse it, man. Trust me, she will. Trust me. Let's get together.
Who makes those decisions for you right now? Is it you and your folks? Do you have a manager now? Who's making those promotional decisions?
Well, I'm actually the one that thinks of, because I do like commercials for Bobby Salazar's and stuff like that. So my dad will sometimes help me with the ideas, mainly me though. And then he'll help me record it and stuff, and then I'll post it and like share it and all that stuff.
Oh, even better. So they're unsolicited commercials. They're commercials that Bobby Salazar isn't going to you and saying, hey, could you make this commercial? It's just, you're just making it. You're just knowledge product expansion. That's not.
She's giving them more than what they asked for.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, period. And that's the way you treat your
Well, yeah,
sponsorship.
they're probably
but,
very
but see,
happy.
I see this here, and I see these other fighters, and they're all going to be mad, but I'm going to call it the way it is. They'll say, hey, I need a sponsorship, so they put you on their shirt. They'll put you even on their shorts, and then you don't hear from them ever again.
Yeah, that is
And
an
someone
unfortunate
writes some nice
reoccurrence.
checks.
Yeah, that is a very
Young
unfortunate
Jenna
occurrence.
right here continues to go. She don't call and say, hey, do you want to renew that sponsorship? She continues to show the love all year long. And they don't even ask. She already has it out there.
Yeah, the only
But we
thing-
got to fix that. We got to fix that share button, because the Fighter's Voice, we want to watch and
Yeah.
support you and share the good news,
You
man.
gotta fix that. You need to get an IT guy or something to fix that.
That's
social
right. Jenna,
media
where'd you get that
snag.
hat at?
Oh, this one was actually from my sponsor, Nike APS. They sponsored
Must be
me for,
nice.
They sponsored me for wrestling and boxing.
I'm about a size large, extra large on that hat right there. Huh, babe? That's nice.
Yeah.
Nike boxing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, did you count off? So let's see. Let's go over that list again. Softball doesn't count. It's not a. Well, I guess it's a combat sport. I don't know.
Bro,
I've
be
seen some of them
careful with
chicks
that.
be
You
messing
gotta
things
have,
up.
yeah, they're gonna hit you up when you go to your car.
I've seen some
They'll throw,
softball chicks throw an uppercut,
they'll throw a
man.
fastball at you,
So I'm saying, man, I've seen them throw some.
and you'll like
gnarly-
it. Just boom.
So you've got wrestling, jiu-jitsu. You can't count no-gi. It's just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
So
kinda.
you got wrestling and jiu-jitsu. You got boxing. You've got, what are you doing, Muay Thai too, right?
Yeah, Muay
You're
Thai.
Thai. And then what else?
So there's wrestling, boxing, karate, jiu-jitsu.
Okay, karate. That was the last one I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's 5. That's 5 different arts. So when people look on it now and they're like, maybe they say their kid is, oh, my kid's a really good fighter. My kid's a really good this. Well, if your kid is only just showing up for like MMA class stuff or just showing up for like.
She's well-rounded, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not going to get that. You're going to get your Jennifer Alcorns, you're going to get your Misha Tate, you're going to get your Ronda Rouseys down the road, because you're going to look back on what they were doing before.
You
and go,
threw it
"Where
out
were
there,
they?"
Jennifer Alcorn.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
yeah, old
Fresno.
school.
She's bad, bro.
But when you look at work ethic, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Is
yeah.
when you look at the work ethic, like she put
Yeah.
in the time. She
Yeah.
did the same thing. She was self-promoting. She self-marketed. She went that extra step that stood her out from everybody else. Of well, how are they promoting their product sponsor? So just because it comes from both worlds, the
Yeah.
boxing that she's involved in, and then the MMA. If you go back and look at it, they did a lot of self-promotion. Now, Tate, Ronda, really right place, right time.
Yeah,
as
those
far
lower
as
thirds, bro.
As
Yeah.
far as the expansion of the sport and the women's brackets and stuff. But just they also did their own branding. They didn't just go, oh, UFC's got it, they're going to promote it. No, they took it.
Doesn't-
They took full freaking advantage
It
of
no
that.
longer works that way. I mean, okay, let me just take this back. Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. That promotes itself, but they were still on a promotion tour.
Oh, of
they
course.
Still, you know,
it just helped sell those that weren't sure.
Exactly. But my point is, just because they say, okay, you got a manager and agent, you don't just sit back and let them do it. You got to be, you got
Something for them to promote.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
So-
time you open your mouth, it's promotion.
So 5 combat hours that she's able to tell her sponsors that she's
Yes.
participating in. That's, to a sponsor, that's 5 different markets that my product is going to get in front of. Think about that, guys. 5 different markets.
That's 5.
Yeah.
Not 4 or 5.
Not 1.
So what's your schedule like? Give us from Monday all the way down to Sunday.
Well, Monday through Thursday, I train in Fresno at Dethrone Fresno for the
Plug right there, Dethrone.
wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu.
And who's your trainer there? Who's your coach there?
For wrestling, it's Jason Kraft.
Okay.
Boxing is Marquitos. Muay Thai, which I go every so often since it's mainly bigger guys. I go with Pops, and then Jiu-Jitsu, Coach Mike. So they're all different coaches. So like Monday, Wednesday, I go to the one on Clovis and Clinton since there's 2 dethrones. And then on Tuesday and Thursdays, I go to the dethrone on Bullard and Marks.
There you go. Hey, I've always wanted to ask you this question, Cole, because you see this pretty little girl. She's always smiling. She's getting her hustle on. Everybody sees her and stuff. Has there ever been anybody in your class or a different school that didn't know anything about you, and they're saying, "What are you looking at?" or try to step up to you or bump into you? Because you know the way sometimes athletes or girls can be nasty sometimes, or so can young men that just want to fight. Yes, exactly. That's my point. Has anybody ever did that to you?
No, because sometimes it'll be like new kids and stuff, but they find out right away.
Right away?
I would
Like,
imagine that
everybody
probably
tells
happened like once or twice,
Well,
and
I'm
then
sure
word
she-
just kind of got around.
She comes to school with her backpack and all her belts. That's what it is right there, you know? And we actually got to get a picture of that. I want to see that. Let the viewers show that. And whenever you're ready to pop that up, let us know, my man. Oh, okay. Hey, tell me about that pose down right there.
So, a long time ago when
Yeah.
I met Ronda Rousey, she wanted to do that, so she showed me her stare down and everything.
It looks familiar.
So, once I did it with Ronda, and when I met Chris Cyborg, I wanted to make sure I got one with that. I thought it looked pretty sick on my Instagram.
It did, and I'm sure she recognized that stare down too, because she studied her from head to toe. Yes.
Where was that at? That has to be what, down in L.A.?
No, actually, that was, I want to say Bakersfield. That was actually pretty recent.
Nice.
So they had like this big thing, I believe, at the Muscle.
It was a Muscle Max event of
Yeah.
some kind, wasn't it? It was like
Yeah,
a
they
store
had-
opening or
Nice.
something?
Nice.
They had her and Chuck Liddell. So I went to go meet him. I already met Chuck Liddell a couple times. Dwayne Zinkin, his kid trains at our gym. So then he introduced me to him when he was training over there.
That sounds
So
about right.
then-
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, speaking of kids and fighters, Hackelman's son found some dude's wallet and found the guy.
Yeah.
And got it back to him. I saw a Facebook post. I was one of my
really?
Facebook friends. Yeah, the guy posted. It was a picture of Hackelman's
Yeah.
son with just a big old smile on his face. And it was like, hey, just wanted to take the time, so, this is John Hackelman's kid. Randomly, like he knew who John was, and he went down the slow and got it and everything. But just
Oh,
when you bring up the kids,
someone
yeah.
returned his wallet, or he found a wallet and returned it?
Some Hackelman's kid found this dude's wallet.
Oh,
At
okay.
like the dunes or the beach or
Right,
on
right,
at
and
a
he turned it
restaurant
in.
bench or something. Yeah, and they found him. They
Great
found the guy.
upbringing. Great upbringing.
Yeah, exactly. We just brought it up when you said their kids and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I want to see the picture with all the belts.
Ah,
We can get that one. Yeah. Oh, we did.
Yeah, we just had that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Talk to us about that. What? Break it down, starting from the left. What's the red one about? The one
So-
on your left hand.
So there's 2 in my hands.
Yes.
On each side. Those are the ones for the world. One of them was in Mesquite, but then the year after that they moved it. So those were the world boxing. So that one I took, and then the ones on my shoulders were the national Golden Gloves nationals.
Nice.
I took both of those. And then on the one that was around my waist, that's actually from a Haro Bros boxing show.
Nice.
So I took that one too. That one
Nice.
was a TKO in the second
Nice.
round.
Nice. You know what? We're working on something as we speak. There's one belt that you're missing. Oh, who's that guy? A nice shirt. I like that gray shirt you got on. There you go. Thumbs up for Richie. I like that shirt right there. There's one belt that you're missing.
Which one is that?
And see, we're going to be giving one out every year to those that are just hustling, those that are just doing everything that needs to be done with their career. We're going to start that pretty soon. And the Fighter's Voice is putting together a belt, a belt. And we're going to give it out to the athlete who deserves it that year. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow them, whether it's I want to keep it local as much as possible, up and down California. You know,
Yeah.
someone that's just, you know, there are not just their accomplishments inside the cage or the ring, but what they're doing outside of it, like what you're doing. You know, pushing, promoting, and also giving back. And if Nate was a fighter, I'd give one to Nate because Nate's everywhere. He's always giving back and helping kids out.
Community expansion, community
Exactly. That's what
knowledge.
I'm talking about, and it's about giving back. Has nothing to do. They can be 0-10, but if they're giving back and using their platform and their name, yeah, well deserved. Yeah. But speaking of bouts, see that worked for Andy Reese, okay? And this has to work right here. You got the camera, mommy? Right here. Snickers candy bar. I gotta hold it up right. Yeah. Snickers candy bar, the official candy bar of the fighter's voice. Remember, after eating a Snickers, you'll feel like a champion. You may just walk home with a couple of belts. You put the work in, this will energize you, this will get you to that next level. And you know what? This is entrepreneur stuff right here. It's the best candy bar right here. Cole, after you eat it, you're gonna feel like a champion. Catch my man.
I know, right? Dude, you know how cool that would have been if he had just like opened one of these like at weigh-ins or like right before the fight.
He did at the weigh-in.
Did he really?
Yes, at the weigh-in. Then he was tearing it up. See, they failed to reach him. He said they're probably going to do last-minute stuff, but he goes, right now I'm concentrating on the fight.
There's always last-minute stuff.
Yeah.
I think we had one of my fights. We had a dude walk backstage with I think one of the UFC guys, and because they had already talked and said, hey, we need your permission real quick. We're going to add him to our roster. And the UFC said, yeah, that's fine, because they have to approve it first.
Yeah.
So they approved. They walked in and said, do you want to be, it was like an on-the-spot thing. They're like, we'll give you X amount of dollars. And I was like, yeah, sure. They had like iron-on type, adhesive stuff where they're like, peel, put this here, put that there. It was, fuck, dude. I want to say like Full Tilt Poker or something. It was like literally like a last-minute
Jenna,
thing.
go like this. No, Jenna's good. Cheers. That's gym talk 1A.
Welcome
no, we're
to the
okay.
podcast.
Welcome to the Kick-Ass Podcast. Before I was interrupted, Jenna, here's yours.
Oh, thank you.
You gotta eat it fast.
The official candy bar of the fighter's voice, Snickers. Hashtag Snickers at Snickers Candy Bar.
Dude,
there you go.
You gotta eat it fast. It melts so
fast.
fast.
Yeah, it'll melt. Well, it'll melt right in your mouth. And besides, once you eat it, you're gonna feel like a champion. You're gonna want to put another belt on.
Man, right?
Right? You feel it? Can you feel it now? See what it's doing to you? Am I not correct?
Dude,
Can you feel it right now? You want to come back right now?
Like
Did you want to call Mike Afromowitz right now? Get you on the card? We'll get Nate on here right now?
No.
Or I'll let Jenna kick your ass. One of the two. Because Jenna's feeling like $1 million now.
There's a list, guys.
No, Jenna's feeling all about millions in that candy bar. Shout out to Alonzo Morales. What's up, my man?
But speaking of Andy, though.
Yeah.
So, do we know when the rematch is? Is that slated for like August? What is that looking like?
No, they're looking at December. Right? Yeah, they're looking at December.
December?
Yes.
Wow, why so long?
November, December is what they're looking at. And they were supposed to make an announcement this week.
Why not like September or October? Why wait so long?
September would be good.
Yeah,
because they can collaborate with Mexican Independence Day if they want if they want to market it.
No, it's a good point.
No, really.
Because that's in September.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why so long.
Hey.
You would think Joshua would be
bro. You just got knocked out. You need to you need to gather yourself.
Well, I mean,
no, they want to do marketing, and a lot of times it's taken so long because there's some other dates that are booked. You got Carnelo making a fight, yes, and also we haven't really received a concrete date with Mikey Garcia and Danny Swift Garcia. There's been rumors. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead and let me know inside here, but they haven't really got when that was concrete. So you don't want to go head to head with anybody. Exactly.
It's like opening a movie on the same weekend as a competitive market.
Exactly. And sometimes people will do that. Dana White did that. He put on promotions when Golden Boy was doing it. They went head to head. So
yeah.
But now it's Well, exactly. It's about putting your pride away and being a business person.
Being smart.
Go Friday and say exactly. So speaking of being smart, talk to us about your grade point average.
Well, right now I don't know it because it's on my report card, but I have all good grades. I'm an honor roll student each trimester because our school has trimesters instead of things. So I have a good grades, honor roll student. Our school has like they have like trips to like honor roll would be Roller Town, which is like inside the town, and then water slides. Stuff like that.
John's incredible, crap like that. Yeah, my daughter. Yeah, I've experienced that stuff. Yeah, it's their bonus rewards for
that's good. That's good. That's a good way.
I only missed like 2 days since preschool, and that's because my dad missed this bus, and those are like part of the 2
Oh my gosh, where is your dad at right now, man?
Putting you on blast, Dad.
Oh, he's putting him on blast. So how come he missed the bus?
I don't know. I think it was like the first time was like in preschool, and then the other time was like
Oh
another
my
10
God.
plus. So
Shame on him.
Setting that example early.
Shame on him.
Punctuality
He missed the
is
bus
key.
in preschool.
But no, it's good. I would have said I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you how important punctuality is.
There you go.
Now you're late for school.
Yeah, be ready. No, I think he did, and you posted it. Dad put his foot down, said no training for a week or something. You're resting.
Oh.
And she put it out there. I
That
like
was-
that, though. When
that
Dad
was,
did that,
you know,
I wasn't
you
being
hurt?
I wasn't being nosy, but I wanted to know deep down, man.
it was because we took 2 weeks to Reno for the one was the Western Elite Qualifiers,
Yeah.
which I took that one, and then back to back with the week after was the Girls Reno Worlds.
Yeah.
I also took that one. So when we came back, he told me we had to take 2 weeks off. So I drove him nuts the whole 2 weeks we
I
were
know.
off.
I know.
And then I did a post like during that, and then when I came back too.
I know. See, and our people, they did some research right here. I don't have the video right now, but she said, Dad, I'm going to sleep. But she snuck out and went jogging at night just to work out. And she was going to the gym, knocking on the gym. They just wouldn't let her in.
You're gonna end up on a
so then when her
goddamn milk carton.
when her dad caught her, she goes, oh, I was sleepwalking, but shadow boxing. You know what I mean? I mean, she refused to take the time out because you were pretty sore about that. You really wanted to continue to work out. That was pretty cool.
Just remember that when you have large adrenaline dumps, you have large amounts of competition that's associated with large amounts of adrenaline dump. You put your body through like physical and chemical changes, things like that. You're young, your body's always changing still. So you got to remember breaks aren't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Plus that's just the physical aspect. Like you might have not gotten hurt, but still multiple combat, increments like that. You need to take a little time off physically, but mentally is the big thing is you might love it. You might be passionate about it, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to burn yourself out. You got to remember that you want to be hungry enough for it so that when you go back to the competitiveness, you're on it, you're ready, you're going. Versus, take guys like Tiger Woods, for example. He went at the Masters like a madman. Nobody thought he was going to do it until like near the tier end of it. People started going, oh, crap, he actually has a chance now.
Yeah.
But nobody picked him to ever win a fifth jacket, let alone the first four. So you just got to remember that you don't want to get burned out. If you push yourself competitively so much, at one point you might just get to the point where you're like, dude, this is all I freaking do. Like, this is all I do. And you start to realize that if you look at your day-to-day things, there's nothing wrong with going, what's your day-to-day schedule? What's training around this, revolves around this? Just make sure, grades are good. Social interactions is good. Social life is good. Remember that soon you're going to start going through high school. So having that social experience and social atmosphere, experience is just as good as committing to your training. You just got to make sure that it's a balance. It's a juggling act, actually, because you're going to have training, you're going to have your schoolwork, which is the same as friends, but school and friends are kind of social interactions together, but they're all individual things. You're going to be juggling those three in the air. Just, it's going to be hard to make sure they don't all teeter. And just remember, what do you want to give more attention to? There's nothing wrong with saying, well, more training, that's fine, but if your grades slip, you need to be on that, because remember, at the end of the day, sponsors are great, contracts are great, you blow your knee out in your first professional fight of any kind, you could be done. And that's it. There's no 401ks, there's no retirement. You need to have a real world understanding of what it takes to be, successful outside of competitive sports, which you see lots of people go into it and they're still successful outside of competitive sports, but it's still associated with competitive sports. And take Chael Sonnen, take Kenny Florian, take guys like that where they're doing commentary, they're doing spot things, all that kind of stuff. So it's fine, just don't burn yourself out. Like if the 2 weeks off is actually good. Just look at it as the opportunity to do something else for 2 weeks. Like that's how you have to approach it. Don't approach it like, oh man, I can't be training. Dude, you can go swimming, you can go running, you can go jogging, just anything that's not associated with just straight combat sports training that gets you exercise still is fine. Go to the gym, run on a treadmill for a while so you don't lose your gas, you don't lose your tank. That's fine. But like, stay away from shadow boxing, stay away from combat, stay away from training. For that week period, you just don't want to get burned out. Find something else to do in that 2 weeks. Go find what kids your age are doing. Like, go do something else. So, because you don't want to look back on it and be like 21, 22, and you're heavy into your professional career and look back and be like, man, I wish I had done more kid stuff when I was little. Like I missed out on so many different opportunities because of that kind of stuff. That I'm just like, man, it's stuff you can't get back. Like it's just stuff you're just not going to get back. It's just the way it is. Yeah. So don't get burnt out.
Of course, yeah.
Is that crystal clear?
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this. Hey, that Bobby salsa sauce is pretty good, huh? It is the real deal. Actually, Mr. Martinez was supposed to meet me, and we were supposed to get stocked up because she knew you were going to be on the show, but I believe she was in Portland, Oregon, or she was in Portland somewhere doing something.
A regional manager,
So,
probably? Was she like a regional manager? Yeah.
Yeah, she's everywhere, man.
Wow.
But, I wanted to have it here. But we'll get some. We'll make it up. So how did you get in contact with them? They just bumped into you? You started endorsing it yourself?
Well, it was, I think I went to some kind of, I think it was TV kind of thing for a fight
Yeah.
and stuff. I know promoter 559 was putting it on and stuff.
Oh, Jeremy Luchow?
Rick Morrigan.
Oh, okay, that's the other one, Rick
Yeah.
Morrigan.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. on a serious note, guys, we can have that camera. On a serious note, Rick, our condolences here at the Fighter's Voice. Your dad passed away. He's now in heaven, and he's up there with Jesus, man. Our condolences here at the Fighter's Voice. Okay, I just had to say that. So you met with Rick, and he approached you, or you approached him?
Well, he's seen me off Instagram and stuff, so
Yeah.
he's seen all my videos and
Yeah.
posts and what I was about. So then we met up with him, and then after that we went to the fighters thing. They had can't remember what it was called, a TV or media dinner. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
And then he
Like a media
actually-
day type stuff.
Yeah. So he actually had me up there. Everybody was asking me questions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, when I was passing out my cards, they actually came up to me and asked me and talked to me. So then afterwards, we got in touch with them, and then they ended up sponsoring me.
Check this out. I met her the first time in Tachi. Rick said, Richard, you got to meet this girl. He's just giving me this whole, and I'm trying to study, I was doing a top rank event, and I'm trying to stay focused. But when he said, Richard, you really got to, and then when he tapped me on the shoulder, meaning, okay, you got my attention now. And he said, you got to get her on the show. She gave me her card. Her card was made herself. She
Nice.
made her own cards, man.
Nice.
I mean, she didn't
Like
wait.
cut 'em or just designed 'em?
She just, well, both. Printed them.
No.
Yeah.
I did.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
she did.
That's the initiative.
How bad do you want it, man?
Self-marketing, self-initiative. It's
exact-
easier to remember somebody if they just walk, or if they give you a card or something. It's a lot easier. A lot of people just do the cards, but it's like the fact that you gave them one,
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? It makes a difference.
So the snowball effect started from there.
Yeah, once I got them, and then Nike, and then the other ones started coming in, about Millions.
Yeah.
And then, so all the sponsors kept coming after that. So
Yeah. Let me tell you something about Millions. Alonzo's a nice guy, man. He's helped so many fighters locally from around the valley. I mean, some that you don't even know of. He's helped so many that he doesn't even say, okay, tell everybody I helped you. He just helps you. I mean, the guy is just a spot checker. Whatever needs to be done, he gets it done. And, yeah, he's kind of behind the scenes. I mean, now he does some stuff on some big stuff. He's done some major promotions. He's one of Jose Ramirez's sponsors, and he's also sponsored Stockton's own Gabriel Flores Jr.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's also, a big Javi Ayala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
And
his
he's-
stuff's been seen
yeah.
on national TV.
Now, we
So-
talked about him in the
Yeah.
past before about the shorts designing stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
He
yeah.
was like getting ready to be like on national TV.
Yeah,
like his shorts were
exactly.
going to get seen or something
Yeah,
for the first time.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I remember that.
Yeah.
The Apollo, it was like the Apollo Creed type look or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
No, that's cool. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there plugging away, making it happen.
Dude, making it happen. Speaking of making it happen, Penn, dude, did you read that? He's making silly stuff happen right now.
Bro, that has a lot to do in how your career is going. It's just that frustration with life. But those are some mistakes, man. You can't afford really to make them. No one's exempt from making a mistake, but oh man, that's
It's
not a good
couple
one.
in
Being
a
in the
row.
public eye, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of negative in public eye. He was beating up. I saw a video. He was beating up some strip club bouncer. He got booted out of a strip club,
Yeah.
and I want to say Hawaii. He got booted out of a strip club and like started messing up the bouncer. It was bad. People were like, "Just
That's
get
not
off
cool.
him." It's done. Like it was clear that the bouncer had no clue what he was doing. Like this guy
Oh, okay.
had no
Okay.
idea what he was doing. And you got BJ Penn on top of you, knee on stomach, holding the back of your head. Like you're in a bad spot, and you're squirming. He looked like he's squirming around. Like what? So. This is a bad spot for him lately. But he just had his most recent fight with
Yeah.
Guido? Who was that? Guido or something?
Yeah, I mean, he's been 0 for 5, I believe.
Yeah, it's really weird times for him. He's got a lot going on. People are kind of like starting to look at him with, I think, some concern.
Yeah,
you know, kind of like
maybe an evaluation.
that's what they've been
Yeah.
like looking at him like maybe
Yeah.
he's got a little wiring upstairs, maybe came loose.
I'm glad you brought this up, not because of the whole what took place, but we forgot one of our sponsors, and I want you to plug him, Mr. Miles Harris, please.
Miles Harris, speaking of doing dumbass stuff, man, guys like BJ and Desmond Green might want to hit him up. No, Miles Harris, guys, if you ever really do get into serious trouble, I'm not condoning or condemning anyone's personal decisions, but people make mistakes. You get DUIs, you get divorce settlements, you get child custody events. Things happen. You need a child custody lawyer. This stuff happens. You don't want to go in there with somebody that's just going to show up and go through the motions, just going to show up and go, no objections, Your Honor. Okay, cool. Wins lunch. You want somebody that's going to go, no, that's wrong, or why should it be this way? This is where my defendant or my client feels we should stand on this ground. I agree with them. So especially if your ass is on the line for something really bad, like you did some really dummy stuff, then he's definitely what you need, because you need an aggressive lawyer. He's on, I want to say Fulton Street or Fresno Street. It's Fresno Street downtown.
Yeah.
So you have to look him up. Miles Harris, Esquire. You're going to have to look up the Esquire. He's got a pimp-ass name, dude. I want to have an Esquire behind my name or
That's
something.
a cool name right
It's
there.
like getting knighted or something,
Yeah,
dude.
he knows what he's doing. He's gangster, too.
No, he is, too. The guy always dresses in a suit. I don't think once I think I've seen the guy outside of a suit. So you want a lawyer that's going to show up. He's going to take it professionally. He's going to take it with his empathy towards you that if he were in your shoes, what would he want?
And he's very competitive, which means I want to win every case.
Yeah, he wants to win every case. So just bear that in mind. He's very aggressive about that, and he's just that lawyers work certain ways, but he's aggressive about it. That's what you need.
Exactly, and I'm glad he's on our team, the Fighter's Voice.
That's like
the Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. So listen, you just finished what was it? A boxing tournament? What was your last tournament?
Will it be the boxing world?
Yes.
World Western Elite qualifiers and the girls Reno Worlds.
Now, this is what I wanted to ask you, okay? Because when we coached different athletes, right? When I was coaching soccer or baseball, and I knew that athlete, I can control him. He had maybe a baseball tournament, but I also had a soccer tournament. So how do the coaches work hand in hand with each other, as if to say, no, Jenna, she's competing in this JITS tournament. We're ready to go. And like, no, I got her for this weekend for a boxing tournament. So how do you work it out? How do you balance it out?
Conflicting schedules.
Yes, exactly.
Well, in the beginning of the year, I talked to all the coaches, get which ones they want me to go to.
Okay.
And then I figure out like which ones are like the main ones for each one.
There you go.
Like my goals right now is to take a world and or national. This year is 4, but next year I'm going to do 6 so I could make a record and then beat my record. So this year I already took the wrestling and the boxing.
Yeah.
I believe next month would be the worlds for jiu-jitsu and nogi. So once I take those, then those would be the 4 main ones. Then next year I'm going to break the record again and do all 6. So
you know, it begs the question because, like, I mean, imagine you have MMA in your long-term goals. Like, you have a real unique scenario to where you're doing all these higher-level competitions at your younger age and your earlier parts of your fighting careers in general. You got places like Camo that say, oh, you have to have X amount of amateur fights and stuff. So at what point do you actually change the precedent and go, well, I've been fighting for X amount of years in these boxing. I've got these titles and accolades. I've been doing jiu-jitsu X amount of years. I've got these trophies and belts and medals. I've been doing wrestling for blah, blah, blah. I've got these division title, whatever, blah, blah. If you really sat down and made an argument for it and be like, this is why I don't need your amateur license. This is why I'm just going to circumvent all your crap and I'm just going to go straight to pro because I got Nike and Bobby Salazar's over here wants to pay me money to have pro debuts.
Yeah.
So at some point, State Athletic Commission and Camo has to sit down and go, how do we justify forcing someone? Because their whole thing, Jeff Sherwood could probably get in on this topic, but their whole thing about that is we want to make sure that you know what you're doing before we go in there and have you go pro and really get hurt. That's like their thing. So you can circumvent all of that with all her background of all the belts, all the accolades, all the achievements, and multiple sports, which at the end of the day all equal what she's trying to do in a conjunction. She's more than shown both competency and execution of all the things that they're going to have concern over. Like, you legitimately would have a good argument for just circumventing all of that and going around.
Definitely.
And just you'd be setting a precedent. So I'm just saying, like,
you hit it right there. Yeah, they've never had a concern because they've never had anybody that was more than qualified. They've never had to deal with it.
Overqualified.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the thing. You're overqualified for Camo regulations at this point with everything you've done and that you're planning to do with how young you are and when you'll actually be able to legally fight professional.
It wouldn't even be fair if she went to Camo and fought some girl there.
That's what I'm
saying.
You know what I mean? Because you got the level of confidence, level of exposure, level of knowledge, level of ability. It's all different levels to where at that point, realistically, I would just make the argument that, look, I have paying sponsors. I'm not going to blow my knee out on a non-paying fight.
Exactly.
I have more, and you could actually set a precedence by arguing it at state SAC and just saying, I want to have a hearing that shows why I feel you should grant me a precedence around it. Because then you're going to be saying, because at that point you open yourself up for all kinds of problems at state SAC. You're denying me sponsorship money. You're denying me multiple sponsorships money. I've set more than a precedence as far as why I should be allowed to circumvent it. Like, that had opened the door for not just you, but you would actually open the door for a lot of younger kids who are branching into multiple arts at once with the dreams of saying, well, if I do it all now and get good at it now, I'll have a better chance when I'm older and like high school and stuff to actually be doing something with it. Sets a goal for them versus saying, well, yeah, but I'm going to do amateur and blow my knee out and then I'm boned. And this is nothing against, amateur athletics. This is nothing against Camo. It just, sometimes you have to really sit back and look at the bigger picture versus looking at what we want, which is just what Camo does. So
you're at a place where, like I'll say, like Gabriel Flores Jr. He was 16 years old. He said, okay, I'm going to leave Olympics alone because I'm going to sign, the youngest one at the time to sign with Top Rank Boxing, a professional career. He
decision.
couldn't even fight in the States because he was too young.
That's right. They had to book him out of states or something, right?
Yeah, so when you have other people at we'll say, I don't want to say her level, at her age, they're looking, okay, when I get to Camel, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here. She's looking beyond the prize. Yeah. She's already talking about breaking her record that she hasn't even set yet. So when I hear that, I'm not going to say, okay, hold on, young lady. No, I'm listening, I'm gathering, and there needs to be more people that truly believe in their craft and their art. And I don't want to say a child, she's a very young girl, a very young, what is the word now? I mean, you're just a very young athlete, but your goals are high and they're at record level and they're at the art as high as it can go. And that's that Bruce Lee thinking, man. I mean,
GSP,
when he fought,
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, GSP, they were special. They had that mindset, and it starts with the mindset.
And that's why she's ahead of the game. But that's what I'm saying is there's just so many different reasons why at that point, if you made the decision, why you shouldn't be allowed. Like if I went to apply for a state SAC license, it had all that. Like for example, if I were to go back and went to apply for a fight license pro, they go, oh, we have to do camo first. I mean, like, fuck, I have to do camo first.
Here's the thing. Not only that, and I'm going to get you some mic time right now, but I do want to say this. Give us a reason why she can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can't give me a reason why, then how can you say I can't?
Like the state.
And they're not going to have one.
Yeah, like the state with concealed carry.
Exactly.
Like, you need to prove why I shouldn't be allowed. Oh, I failed a psych. Okay, that makes sense. Or I failed the competency training course with the firearm. I failed. But I shouldn't have a gun then because I'll shoot people by accident. Same thing. Tell me why I shouldn't be allowed to have a pro license. Why I shouldn't be able to just go into pros. What haven't I already done that covers your prerequisites?
Exactly.
It'd be like having a degree in something scientific and going for a master's in something else, or a job in something. And going, oh, well, you need a degree in this. Well, I have a degree in that. Like, what do you mean? This is the same field. Like, it's just a different name. It's the same field. And they would go, oh, because of the name of a piece of paper. No, it's because at the end of the day, what your battle is going to be is not, here's all the reasons I should. The state's going to have a very solid reason, because at the end of the day, they lose money if you don't do it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it's going to boil down to.
She's going to go from 1 to 4 and skip 2 and 3.
Exactly. And you're going to go straight from starting to getting paid for what you've been doing versus starting and making sure the state gets their money out of you for a couple amateur license fights and things like that, and go, okay, now you can do what you want. At the end of the day, the big picture is we're here to make money, and we found a new way. That's why Camo started. Granted, there was probably some injuries maybe behind it or something that sparked somebody going, hey, maybe we should have a circuit where these guys can start out in versus just getting thrown to the wolves. Because when I started, they just threw you to the freaking wolves. They're just like, yeah, go ahead. The difference in records isn't that much. Go ahead. And dudes were just getting blasted. Dude would be like 4-0 fighting a dude who was like 3-2. Had more fights, but just wasn't that good.
Yeah, that's kind of bad matchmaking too. But speaking of making money right here, tell us about the shirts that I'm looking at right here. I mean, are they on the market? Are they for sale? What's going on? And where can they buy them? And how much are they?
So yes, these are actually shirts that I am now selling. They are $15 each. These to help towards my sponsors that help me. They can get put on the back. And then these also help pay for like traveling costs, tournaments, and things like that. So by selling these shirts, it helps like do a mini sponsor to help towards that. Right. And there's also sponsors who go put on the back. Those are also good help because I'm advertising for them.
Exactly.
So you can buy the shirt or you can buy space on the shirt is what you're selling.
So where can they get these shirts at? How do they get a hold of you to get some?
Well, you can get a hold of me on my Instagram under Jenna the Gym, Facebook under Jenna Creason. So you could leave me a message or send me a message, so like that, and then I'll make sure to get in contact. If you're like live far away or something, I can send it.
Yeah. So. Well, let me help you. Let me go to bat for you on that one. And send it, guys. If it's $15 and you know it's send it, man. You know, come on. Expect to send $20 or $18 because I've done that before with some Fighters Voice shirts, and before I'm sending it, it's costing me $7 to send each shirt. But you know, you just got to throw that out there. Yeah, and know that it is, like you said, it is a fundraiser and it's going to a good cause. So who put those shirts together for you? Who put the design together?
Actually, Main Event Graphics. They helped me with the design, the printing, and all that stuff. So.
Big Al Perez.
Have you, speaking of with shirts and business and things like where it costs you money to send stuff, cheaper as a business. Yeah. So the next question I was going to have for you was going to be, have you and your pops talked about getting an LLC, getting yourself branded, having an actual like company name that you can have tax write-offs on. You can have
Jacob Jeff is watching from Tachi Palace. What's up, Jacob?
What up, Jacob?
Jacob, right here. Put her in Tachi. Put her in the cage. Let her hit an exhibition the next fight out. Richard Goodman, put her inside the cage. Let her hit a little demo in front of everybody.
You know what's funny is she can't go onto the casino floor. I mean, I'm sure if they made exceptions, they could. But what she can do that's really useful, she's an ability to where she can market their bowling alley, their movie theater, their bingo hall, and things that are like, because there's a theater and a bowling hall right next door.
Yeah.
You know, the gas station. You know, there's things that like they still have money invested in that they could use a promotion of.
That's all you, Jenna.
It's still promoting through the Tachi.
I still actually do some mini commercials and posting, like when they had the Coyote Entertainment Center open
Coyote
up
Grill and stuff, yeah.
I actually helped promoted that a little bit since they helped me, because I go to some of the fights and stuff. Jacob Jeff helps me with that.
Yeah, I like Jacob Jeff.
So I actually helped do promotions for like the gas station and the Coyote Entertainment
exactly,
Center.
yeah, all that stuff. That's the same promotional market there, but you really should look into that business branding. It makes it easier because then you can use cost for t-shirts, cost for shipping, all that stuff becomes overhead costs of a business write-off. It's just taxes.
Hey, what they can do is go to Big Al's, right, and make 1,000 shirts, pop their logo, Tachi Palace, on the shoulder, and boom, there you are, right there. All your shirts that you need to sell and market.
The shirts or whatever, yeah.
Exactly. So who's on the back of your shirt right now?
So right now on the back of my shirt is Firm 400, About Millions, Main Event Graphics, Nike. Well, Nike's not on this one, but it's going to be.
Okay.
And then Firm 400, Dethrone. There's so many other ones. All my sponsors, of course, you are, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, let's get that right there. Oh, you know what? You can come on camera, Pops. Pops, so you want to throw me the shirt and we'll advertise that? There you go. Boom, right here. Here you go.
So,
market that thing right there.
This is a shirt right here.
Oh, you got a bunch up there. What do you got? You got
You get a close-up on that right there?
Marquitos.
By MMA Gear, About Millions, Bobby Salazar Salsa.
Oh, you know why? It's giving that look because it's green. But it's okay, though.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's kind of cool, though.
That is cool. It is see-through.
That's kind of cool.
I don't know if you can see it on my back because it's pink.
Yeah, okay, there you
Maybe
go.
the pink will work, yeah.
So
Oh, there you go. Let me move the mic real quick. Let's get this advertising. Let's pay some bills right here. Can you go ahead and turn around? Oh, yeah, that's real nice. Look at all of them right there.
So they have all the sponsors that were on it. So About Millions, Firm 400.
Yeah.
Definitely room on the sleeves.
I like the one in the middle, though, right there.
Yeah, right?
That's a nice one right there.
Definitely room on the sleeves, though.
Yes, yes. Here you go. Here you go, young Jenna. Good job. We got to plug that right there because I want to make sure you get what you need, that you're able to travel and you're able to, because expenses, they add up.
Yeah.
And you don't need that stress, okay, what am I going to eat today? What's our budget like? Or you just need to focus on what's going on.
Yeah, I remember before, like about a few years ago when I started, there were sometimes we were like in the hotel and we just brought like snacks and stuff to make sandwiches and stuff. Because either way, there's like some sponsors that help for the fight and stuff. But some of them I didn't get enough for like the hotel and stuff. But most of the time it covers the fight and hotel. So there's sometimes I ended up eating like
Jenna, you know why I'm laughing? When I go cover an event, bro, I'm eating peanut butter and jelly. I'll go buy you like a loaf of bread, some bologna, some water. I'll make it happen because what's more important, I need to get to that event.
Yeah.
And it covers the expenses. And that's real talk. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Part of the grind, yeah.
Yes, it is. So what's on the front of it? What's in the front of it there?
So on the front is actually part of the design that Main Event helped me get. So it has all my professional pictures of each sport I do or martial art.
Kind of look like Charlie's Angels a little bit.
You know,
different poses, right? I was like, okay, there you go.
I would have gone with boy band.
But hey, that's working. That's your brand. I'm glad your brand's there.
It establishes everything you're doing. And that's
there
what
you
you're
go.
trying to do is you're trying to show versatility, cross branding, promotion, all that stuff. Because you don't want to just look and go, oh, well, she just does boxing. We can't really use her. We're a wrestling shoe company. Bullshit. She does wrestling too.
Yeah.
You know, or you just want people to know that you're versatile. You could do different markets. You may not even play basketball, and Nike be like, "Hey, we thought you'd be perfect for this commercial."
Bro, honestly, I can see you in like a skateboard shoe commercial. I really can. No, can't you? I can. And then punching the heavy bag.
We're gonna hit you up with Tilly's. That's what you should do. You should go hit up
Yes.
Tilly's. Tilly's, I'd say SBI, but that company's gone. But I'd say companies like Tilly's, they've like
And
got
she
branch
needs,
out.
you know what? She needs to make a cameo. Okay, HBO, get a hold of her. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, get a hold of her. She needs to get a cameo on Ballers.
Yeah, because you just got to think about it when you
Where they're kind of fighting over her to represent her, right? No, I want her. No, I want her. I want her. And she comes
Dollar
in.
signs.
She goes, I don't care who gets me. I'm going to succeed with or without you, and just walks off like a badass. You know what I mean?
explosions in the
Yeah,
background.
exactly.
No, yeah, but because what you do is you'll expand, because you'll find you get a lot of combat guys, a lot of fighters, and it's just, if I were in racing, I'd have a lot of racing sponsors. So, but when you get in combat guys, you notice a lot of the same themes of content.
That shirt's well put together. I like
Yeah.
that design there.
But what you need to do is you always got to make sure that you're branching outside of your existing industry market, because you got to remember, product market is product
What size
market.
are you, Cole?
Medium.
A medium?
Yeah.
And KP's what, a large?
KP would probably be a large.
Okay, I'll take 3 of them.
Okay.
I'll take 4 of them. I'll buy Bobby one too. So I'll get your sizes before we go, and then I'll take care of you. I want 4 of them. I got to get Bobby one. He owns Mad Production Studios. Got to get KP one. I'll take care of Cole, and then boom. I'll
No
grab
green, so if we wear it on the show, you can see it.
it. Yeah, there you go. It's all good though.
But yeah, you got to branch outside your existing industry market.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with, like I said, like she doesn't even play basketball, but you should be marketing to companies that endorse sports outside of combat sports, because sports are sports.
Yeah.
And you want to remember, especially with companies like Nike taking notice, you want to make sure that you can be as marketable for them as possible across all boards of sports, so that you can just be like, oh, we're going to do boxing one, we're going to do a wrestling one, we can do this. That's what they see. Realistically, that's what they see when they talk about it. They're like, well, dude, she's doing boxing, she's doing wrestling, she's doing all these different things. All they see is the different market areas in which they can utilize her in. They're like, how do we get our product out there? Well, we've got 5 different freaking platforms that they can do product. I know Adidas they make Taekwondo uniforms, and that's Adidas. That's like a soccer company, but they make Taekwondo uniforms. Like, I know guys like Tim Thackeray used to wear them. They'd have the Adidas logo right in the center there. And I'm like, well, that's different. You've got Reebok with MMA. Well, they were just like a football shoe company.
Yeah.
But they found an exclusive coverage where they're going to go, we're just going to be your guys' stuff. Done. We don't even make this stuff, but we're going to.
Have your dad get on all that stuff right there. Get with Al. You know what? Give Rick some time, right? And then go hit up Rick. Pick his brain a little bit. He'll at least give you the recipe and the format. He'll do it in a hurry because he's always constantly moving.
But he'll definitely do it.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely lay it out there. Even Mr. Zinkin, he'll help you there too. So,
Dwayne would, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then the rest you run with it.
Either of them
oh,
would
absolutely.
do it just for the fact that you asked.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, they'd probably both do it because they're like, oh, okay, how do I let this one start getting into self-branding and marketing so that when she's older we can
How
make
do you
her
ignore
star?
and not help a person like that? Because she's going to make it with or without you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, she's already established.
Yeah,
She's like, look, I'm
exactly.
already doing all this.
Yeah.
But I had a question about how do I break that next wall? How do I get my face out there even more? Like right now, I'm found myself restricting to just the sports I'm in. How do your clients break that next wall? What do you need to do? He's going to tell you the same thing. You just got to go out there and get them. Like you need to talk to whoever it is that you're talking to at Nike that you talked to before and say, hey, what other sports can I get involved with you guys in out of the other ones that I'm doing? How can I get more involved? How do I get your product out there more? And that's how they go, huh? Okay. Yep. How do we do that?
Call Snickers. Call Snickers and say, how can I be your voice of champions? Just like Andy Reese in the Fighter's Voice, or the official candy bar, Snickers candy bar.
Yeah, you gotta hit them up because you've already. Look at it like a job interview. If you have no work experience, it's a lot harder to pitch yourself to a job where they go, well, you don't really have any experience. Like, we'd have to pay to train you, so we'd have to pay 2 people.
Yeah, she does. When I ask, what do you do? She goes, I kick ass and win belts.
Basically,
that's what I do. And I'll put you on my shirt.
And that's basically it.
Yeah.
And you're just telling them, look, but you have established sponsors. You go, well, I currently work with Dethrone. It's a local fight gym. I work with Bobby Salazar's, the Mexican style restaurant company on shelves. I work with Nike. I work with so. At that point, they'll go, oh, okay. Multiple people with investment dollars saw investment potential and branding with this particular fighter. Okay, how do I get on board? And Harley Davidson. Jacob
Sedata is watching, said, hey, what's up? Patty Rose is watching. She said, hey, Jenna, what's up? Esparza Ortiz is watching. Hey, what's up? Hey, man, she won the belt from 5595. She's a badass, too. Sophia said, hey, how's it going? So they all want to be around you. You know what I mean? See what doors you're opening right now? I want to know right now, okay. And you already told us what you want to do in your career. You said you want to hold a world title. When do you have time just to be you and watch TV and maybe try gymnastics or just go to eat pizza or something? When do you have that time? Do you make time for that?
Well, on Sundays I go to church, and that's more of like relaxing time. I hang out with my grandparents sometimes. So like right now we're out of school, which I'm kind of sad because I love school. I'm always like on the go doing stuff because that's what I enjoy. I love doing things and learning. So those are like my fun time and stuff. My kid time be doing those stuff.
Okay.
So for like Bobby's, I even help sometimes by doing like samplings and things like that. That's just like my fun. I love doing that. Sometimes I hang out with my cousins. So
when you go in the store and you're recording and you're in the character, do people from the store, do they ever stop you and say, hey, or I watched you, or hey, what are you doing? Or do they ever talk to you when you're done?
yeah, some of them. Some of them just give me a weird look, but hey, that's how you get sponsors. That's how you get out there. So I don't. Yeah.
You got an older cousin named Jeho?
Huh?
You got a cousin named Jeho?
I'm not sure.
You get the weirdest messages sometimes. It says you're interviewing my little cousin today. I hope that was today's show. It says he's watching it right now.
Okay, right on. See, because she has a following.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that's another thing too. You bring your numbers. You take all the data that all the social media sites give you, like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, where it says, oh, it's boost this, or your numbers are doing it. Like you can go into your social media and like actually track the data of like specific posts and see where you can use that data to your advantage, because they use it anyway. They sell your data to marketing and advertising things. So why not use the data they're giving you? You use that for your sponsors as well. You're like, well, my posts on social media hit X amount of thousand people per week, just on average posts.
Do you know Carol, the cut woman?
Yeah, I've seen her before. Not met her, but like
I would like one day for her to work your corner when you're working an event, just her to be there. And all decked out. You know what I mean?
You probably
just
set that
boom.
up easily too.
Yeah, absolutely.
She just have to work the event, and you just say, hey, I want to use her specifically, and they'd say, yeah,
exactly.
Okay, fine, we don't care.
That'll be what's up.
They hire them already. They don't care.
Yeah, speaking of Carol, she's going to be joining us here on Tuesdays. Oh, okay. And she's fun, and she knows what she's talking about. She has an awesome story. Talk about an awesome story. And I want to make sure when she's here on a Tuesday, when she comes back here, I want you to come back on the radio show. Okay. That way, remember last time we brought you back when we had Zoila Frosto, because I thought it would be very important. I brought you back as a co-host. Remember that? Yeah. So when you make it and you're broadcasting on the big screen, someone's going to say, when's the first time that you, and then you're going to go boom right there. But no, I just knew the talent was there, and me and your dad, we talked. So I want to bring you back on a Tuesday. You let me know what your schedule's like. Okay. And we're going to finish off today because, I mean, your stories. I want to know what's going on with you. You talked about your free time and how you miss school. If you don't mind, talk to us about church. You said it's for relaxation. That was key to me, because it's good that you get to relax. When you're relaxing, you're resting and no stress.
Yeah, I'm Christian, so I go to a church on Sundays. I just love learning about him. It's just so, awesome. I love it. So on Sundays, in the Bible, it also says, put one day aside for resting and stuff. That's right. That's Sunday where there's church, so that'll give me time to relax and all that.
There you go. There you go. That's good. So what else do you want to accomplish around here?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, accomplish, because you're on the go. You seem to be set, and you seem to be moving forward. And the last time I spoke to you, you said, Richard, I want to win a couple of bouts here. I want to win this tournament here. And you seem to be winning them. Is there anything that you're chasing in this area?
Well,
or you just want to stay consistently doing what you're doing? Well,
my next kind of big one is the World for Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
That's like in the LA area.
Well, what's the date on that?
Sometimes next month.
Okay.
I'm not sure on the date. So, I think July 18th, I want to say, or 19th or something. It's like 2 weeks or something. I'm not sure about it.
And you met these UFC world champions. What advice did they give you? Did they give you anything that stuck in your mind?
Yeah, most of it was just trying to stick to it. Some people may not believe in it and may not believe in you. But as long as you do, it'll make it to the top. What's
the one that made the most impact, where you go, oh, I like what he said, or I like what she said?
Well, when I went to meet Rhonda, she wanted to talk to me afterwards. She gave me a lot of good advice and stuff about just keep trying and being focused. Because when I went that day, she had like a thing with kids and stuff. So they had like a little talking thing. And then afterwards, I also met her and like talked to her privately. So it was really like big thing. And then also meeting Bob's routine and stuff. He gave me some great advice.
Boss is crazy, dude.
Yeah. Boss a knucklehead.
No, he's a very extremely passionate gentleman.
Yeah.
He just carries, no matter what the emotion, whether it's happy, and he's just, Richard, like, bro, you better get ready to be like hugged and like have your shoulders slapped. He's like, it's so good to see you again.
Yeah.
Like, he gets passionate about stuff, and then when he's mad,
Give him space, huh?
you better give him space. You better
him
give like
space.
the 10 feet around him space,
Yeah.
because he's just passionate.
There you go.
So he's fun people to me.
Yeah, I always enjoy
passion
talking to
gets
him.
gets you to your next level. So finish up. What advice did he give you?
He just gave me advice. So I actually went over to his gym because I was in the area for like a fight and stuff. So I went over there. I was talking to him. He just gave me a lot of good advice about training. He actually showed me a couple moves to do.
Yeah.
He gave me his number, which I'm not allowed to give out, but
Good. That means he believes in you. That's awesome.
We're gonna have people shoot me like, I'll give you $1,000 for
Oh,
showing
my
numbers.
gosh, yeah.
I'm gonna troll.
Can you give me
box
one of those
right-
machines on discount? The ones he endorsed, something like that, right?
Just put it on the screen.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. No, you don't want to do it. He'll come looking for you.
Nah, but it's good to have those connections. Because
Yeah.
I was gonna ask is, you said you train at Dethrone, both locations for your jiu-jitsu, right?
yeah, jiu-jitsu at both, and then wrestling is at the one on Bullard and Marks, boxing at both, things like that. So those two.
Do you cross gym train at all? Like, I know you go to both Dethrones, but do you ever go to like, say, Halo or PMA or Elite out in Hanford and Visalia? Do you take the time to cross train, really that'll really expand and accelerate your learning curve and your saturation of knowledge? Because right now you train with the same people over and over. At one point, you start to learn each other's moves, things get stagnant. You're working out and you're training, but you're not really expanding your skill level. It becomes a stagnant, you kind of plateau out. Not because you're both not good, it just kind of gets kind of stale. You know, train with new faces, train with new people. Plus, that opens the door for new sponsorships, new faces to meet, new stories to tell, new people to hear your story, new people to realize, God, I didn't even know this chick was doing this. How do I get my dealership involved? We'd love to have Hanford Chevrolet be your new sponsor. So things like that. I mean, it's just, you really got to think outside the box. Like, you're getting to the point to where you're really, like I said, market saturating your brand. Start looking bigger. Where's bigger? The picture always can get bigger.
Yeah, I go spar with like Garcia Boxing. They have me spar there. Some of their Fresno Boxing Club. I go there. Hanford Boxing.
Well, Halo's got a lot
you
of
went to one to
depth.
Selma. Tell us about that gym right there. Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy in Selma. I saw you there.
Yeah, I went and sparred there. It was pretty cool. I sparred with the pro boxer there. Then I also did some training with his
Yeah, that was
coach.
Isidro Ochoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gave you good angles. Yeah, good
Yeah,
job.
so it was actually pretty interesting. I always love new challenges, so that was a great experience for me. I'm actually excited to go back soon, so I love going around doing different sparrings and stuff. Sometimes I'll go back to my old gym. It's at Fifth Republic. It's a Vitruvian mixed martial arts and stuff. So Vitruvian, I can't remember the name, I'm sorry. But then sometimes I'll go there, do some rolling and stuff like that. And then Lucky 7 Muay Thai.
What belt
for
are you?
traditional.
What belt are you?
For jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
I'm a yellow white belt.
Okay.
So it's a yellow belt with a white thing.
Okay.
So,
Kids promotion levels are generally tend to be a little different than like
Yeah.
adults. Adults, you got white, blue, purple, brown, and black.
I'm asking
and
because
that's
these are
about
the
it.
questions that are coming in, and I
Yeah.
just can't get them all. But
But
yeah.
it's promotion, like when you hear kids that are younger, stuff that are not just adult classes, like, oh, well, I've got a purple. Well, that's just, they grade you differently in the kids because it's more so that they can focus on getting really good at something. Like the amount of testing you'll do between white and blue belt could be maybe 4 different test segments
Yeah.
that you'll do to get promoted. But when you get to blue, you'll just be a really good blue. Some do it with belts. Some just say, nope, I'm just going to wait until I promote you. And then once you're a blue belt beating purple belts, then you get your purple. When you're a blue belt, a white belt beating blue belts, you get your blue belt. Some coaches are like that. Like, you want to get promoted, go compete. You want to be blue belt, go to competition. At least medal in like a competition at a higher rank than you, and then we'll talk because you're clearly at that level. Things like that. But I would say cross promotion is good. It just gives you lots of new faces. Don't just do boxing. You're doing a lot of boxing cross promotion, but go to the other gyms like Halo Angel School is full of champions, full of belts, full of titles, lots of fight to win competitor organizations. Start getting involved with that kind of stuff too. Those kind of levels, because that's a level of exposure too that you want on the jiu-jitsu level. Just things like that. Just think about it. Like you're clearly cross promoting with the boxing. Just start putting that same mentality towards your jiu-jitsu, because there's so many different schools with so many good kids programs with young, like Mike Martinez's school out in I want to say I want to say Hanford. Martinez has a team of just beasts as far as like young jiu-jitsu kids. I'm just talking freaking beast. I mean, it's like every weekend I'm seeing a competition that they went to, and his kids are just bringing home medals. And
Well, that's how you get better
Exactly.
by testing your skill set and getting out your little comfortable pull. And that is how you get better. You know what I think, honestly? You have so much talent because when you're putting together those little commercials, I honestly see you doing some acting. I really do. I mean, because when you see it, how do you ignore it and say, oh, no, she can't. But that's pulling her away from her passion. But when you got so much skill set, because the way you put the commercials together and you kind of played more than one characters and it was you. She played like a guy with a beard and she put a beard on. Trying to buy some salsa.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
it's actually my dad.
Exactly. Oh, you were playing your dad?
Because all
Is
this
that what it was? I wish we had I wish we could bring it
was
up.
a mustache.
Next time we do that, we'll get it to our team when I have you back here on a Tuesday, and we're gonna play a sample of that.
Okay, yeah, because I put on like the slime kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Made it look like my dad's mustache.
Yeah.
And so him and I are always fighting over the salsa. So it was kind of funny to do that one.
So if you ever play Escovedo, are you gonna knock a guy out and then when he's knocked out, come over here and hit him again? On that highlight reel?
You know, in my defense, if you go down, the ref doesn't stop you.
I know. I'm giving Cole a hard time. There's not a show that we don't do that I don't give Cole a hard
I
time.
felt really bad after that too. Like I really did.
Yeah,
and no, dude. And then my next fight, I got left unconscious on my feet. Like that's how I was like, man, I did that dude bad.
That's
like,
a highlight reel though, bro. That's badass though.
That's my one claim to fame is that fight.
No, that's badass right there.
But so if everybody wanted to follow you and they wanted to find you, sponsor you, how do they get a hold of you? What's your social media stuff? What do they go to?
Well, my Instagram is Jenna the Gem, Jenna with an H on the end, so JENNAH. I know a lot of people mess that up.
Yeah.
And then the Gem, like a jewel, GEM. So Jenna the Gem on Instagram, probably
like a diamond.
Probably one of the most ones, and then on Facebook. So those two probably be the main easiest ones.
Yeah.
Now, can they get shirts on those, or is there a website that they'd have to go to specifically?
Well, I don't have a website set up yet, but they could also email me under jennathegem@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So those are probably the ones that would be the main ones to get a hold of me, because those are the ones I'm mainly on. So either Instagram, Facebook, or email. Those are the three that I really look at a lot, since those are like the main ones. Like I started a YouTube, but that one hasn't really got picked up yet.
Yeah.
So it's just starting that one.
Well, send it to Lalo's Boxing. Because he seems that whatever he touches is hot. Yeah. So I'm going to make sure, I'm going to have him reach out to you, really. Lalo's Boxing, because he just has a way, and hopefully he's watching the show today, and he likes to help people. I mean, he really does. And speaking of Lalo's Boxing, I'll let him tell you, but man, IG keeps messing with him, man. I don't know the whole thing, so I'm not really going to comment on it. I just know that he started off he had like 76,000. They cut him down, so he started all over again. He was close to 20,000 again. They cut him off again. So I don't know what's going on.
Could be an algorithm. They might have concerns if they feel maybe a lot of the profiles are bot-created profiles for just...
Or some other medias too. But
there's that too.
There's that too.
There's that too. There's always, dude, if you
always
don't have
something.
haters, you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
That's all
So
there
how
is
many
to it.
haters you got? Let's talk about that.
Well, there's some, but my dad usually looks at my posts first before
Good.
I post them. People who started following me, he always checks them out. Because there's some people who, like, he tells me about, like, they just start following me, and they're not so right to be following, so
Yeah.
he'll, like, automatically
Well, good
block
for
them.
him. What's your dad's first name? Larry, right?
Yeah.
Larry Creason Jr., right?
Yeah.
Right? Larry, you're doing a great job with her, man. Don't let no weirdos get on there. You know they try to frame you and stuff.
Yeah,
and they'll
no.
hack your stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things you have to just accept as one of the pitfalls of expanding yourself on
And
social
Larry's a
media,
big
too.
boy. He'll kick some ass.
Like I said, is there at one point...
Have you
get
seen
to-
Larry?
Yeah,
Larry
big
a
boy,
bear.
yeah.
Larry a bear hug you.
You just got to
Where
be
do you
ready
think,
for that
bro?
kind of stuff,
Where do you
man.
think she gets it from? See, Larry don't want to give away too much, but if you look him up, like back in the 30s, that generation started. All his family kicked ass, and now she's here kicking more ass.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. All my
Yeah.
brothers and sisters did wrestling. Some of my brothers did boxing and stuff. So actually what got me started was my dad showed me a gold medal that my brothers and sisters won in Mexico. And I told him I wanted one.
Yes,
but from
that's what it
America.
was. That was the story I was looking for. Hey, you know, I know we still got some time, but I gotta ask you this tough question right now. Okay, you got all these different arts, all these different favorites. Which is you go to? We can offer you one right now, a contract right now.
I can't pick one though, because I love each one for what they have.
Okay.
Like,
I just thought I'd mess with you. That's a great answer. I'm not gonna put the heat on you or nothing like that.
I'd say boxing.
I just wanted to know.
She'd probably go with boxing. She has a
I
real
don't know.
passion.
I like
That
'em
was like her
all.
first passion.
Bro, her
when we started
judo.
getting
I mean, she's dipping people, man.
Yeah, that's true too. I've seen you tossing some people.
And boys.
Yeah, just anybody with a gi on. Sorry.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeet.
I do.
Awesome.
All of them are different. I actually started with wrestling, and then I went on from those to get the other ones. But I don't know. I can't choose. Each of them have like the same, like different things that I love to go all together. So they're perfect. I love the challenge. I love learning things. Like wrestling has more conditioning in my thought, boxing angles and that. But I just love them all. There's like no picking for me.
Well, that's good. That's
The
good.
best answer would have been like mixed martial arts, Rich. That's
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
It's just arts, you know.
Or
it's a
just
passion.
anything where I can kick someone's ass.
Yeah, if it has to do with punching, I'm in.
Like my dad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
has to do with punching, I'm in.
Yes, exactly. Hey, what's on the agenda, man? Take us home, Cole.
What we got on the agenda, we've got a couple announcements going on.
Yeah.
We've got UFC Fight Night coming up this weekend. Quick picks, I'll have usual breakdowns coming up this week, guys. I'm picking Negreanu over Dos Santos, Formiga over Benavidez, and Maia over Martin. And also Colby Covington and Robbie Lawler got announced for an August card. Yeah, so that's going to go down. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So once again, how can we follow you? What do you got to say to all the fans that follow you and support your journey?
Well, thank you for following me on Instagram or my journey and stuff. I really appreciate it because once I get to the top, everybody will be looking at me and it'd be amazing. I really appreciate everybody who's been believing me and helping me through this, like my sponsors and family members and things like that. So just make sure if you're not, you can look up me on Instagram, Facebook. You could even email me. So just, yeah, thank you for everybody who believed in me and helped me get here. So.
There you are. Hey, and as always, we had a great show, a great guest, a great company, and we ran out of time. But we are going to bring Jenna back possibly next week or whatever Tuesday she's available because we're going to have Carol, the Cut Woman, the co-host on Tuesdays. And next week, we got some names that we're going to throw at you. We got Jermaine Herring who'll be calling us in for an interview. He just recently won the WBO 130-pound championship of the world, who actually fought Fresno at one time, and hoorah, he's down for all the Marines, my man. So yeah, he'll be calling in, and then we got Carol coming in, and then we got, of course, Escovedo, the co-host with the most. I was bringing the news, I was recapping and just making it happen, and we got some big names and some things we're going to launch with the Fighter's Voice. And let's not forget about the event, 559 Fights, this Saturday, the 29th, by Celia. Cannot go wrong. Jeremy Luchau, my man, let me know if you need some help or something. Joey, you got this, my man. You're back in the saddle. You're back in the middle of the cage where you belong. Actually, I inboxed Joey today, and I said, Joey, we got to get you back on this show. I'm sure he has a great story to tell.
More eggs and bacon update.
Yeah, well, yeah, and just him in general, because every fighter has a voice, and so do you. Hey, as always, I appreciate all the viewers, the likes, the followers, and it's a wrap here in Fresno, California. Thumbs up for Richie.
Never down for the count. It's just another wrap. Thanks for listening to the Fighter's Voice Radio Show. Catch us again next week.
Same when, same how.
And always stay connected to the Fighter's Voice on social media. So, on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, our special guests, and the whole crew right here at the Fighter's Voice Radio Show, saying see ya next week, right here on the Fighter's Voice.